raw yn awysil o ai of alibus D. What is D? Isn't that? Gofe a E. Crow. And if none of that made sense, then you need to see a doctor immediately. But what comes next is bound to not make sense because it's a semi-final of the already baffling quiz, Only Connect. And the first brilliant semi-finalists joining me tonight are, on my right, Jenny Forrest, an enthusiastic upcycler who shared a log cabin in France with a beaver named Justin. Belinda Weir, a university lecturer who has not eaten a spring onion since the moon landing in 1969. And their captain, Oliver Forrest, who won a Harry Potter look-alike competition without entering. All members of the Forrest family, they are the Forrests. Now, Oliver, you're the team that played for a little bit last year but had to pull out because one of your teammates unexpectedly had some twins. Now you're in the semi-finals. How do the two events compare for excitement?
This is a lot more unexpected to come back to the semi-finals. I think we thought we'd be sort of one and done this year. But it's very nice to be here, and everything is a bonus from here on, I think.
Well, we're very glad you came back. You're doing extremely well. Good luck this evening against, on my left, Kyle Lamb, a keen musician who was once banned from taking part in a maths contest. Izzy Bogod, a publishing sales executive who has sporadic, very loud single hiccups. And their captain, Toby Nolmacher, a PhD student who has 30 first cousins on his mother's side. All keen bridge players, they are the Suits. Well done for making the semi-finals. Are you surprised? Did you come here to make the finals or just for a laugh?
I think we just came here to enjoy ourselves and to make friends along the way. And, you know, I'd say our team morale is we're still as terrified as ever.
Excellent. Well, I hope your terror abates, but I don't see why it would, because tonight's game is going to be much more difficult than your previous ones. It's the semi-finals. The difficulty ramps up a bit. Oh, dear. And with those welcoming words, Forrests, you won the toss, so I invite you to choose your first hieroglyph.
Lion, please.
Lion. What is the connection between these apparently random clues? Here's the first.
Roma. I don't know.
Next, please.
Is this duodecimal book?
Oh, right, OK, yeah.
Next, please.
No, it's scales. So it's either boiling point or freezing point, is it? On different scales. Boiling point and freezing point on different scales.
OK,
yeah.
So
It's
should we go to the next one? Boiling point and freezing point.
Well, it looks like 5 or 5. Go to the last one.
Should we go for it? Is this the boiling point and freezing point of water on different temperature scales?
I'm afraid it is not. So I'm going to show the fourth clue to the Suits for a possible bonus point.
We think these are all the same temperature, which is the temperature at which paper burns.
I need to hear something very specific.
We think these are equivalent to Fahrenheit 451.
They are equivalent to Fahrenheit 451, which, according to the Ray Bradbury novel, is the temperature at which paper burns. It's actually hard to be specific about that. Very well done. Did you start by thinking of the novel and then get to paper, or were you thinking about when you burn paper and that led you to the novel?
Usually when we burn paper, we aim for about 232 Celsius.
Well, it's approximately right. Very well done. That was a hard one to calculate. You get the bonus point and you may choose your own question. What would you like?
We'd like the horned viper, please.
OK. What do these clues have in common? Here's the first.
Next one, please. When the people come to bench the guy, he talks them out to it. Should we get in? Next, please. I don't know. So we'll take it. Next, please.
Dogs. Yeah. It's probably not.
One's a dead dog.
OK, well, yeah.
We think they all found dogs there.
I need to hear something specific.
We think they found dead dogs there.
I'm afraid that's not it, Forrest, you know?
We think they all killed dogs there.
They killed dogs there, and I think to say they found them would be rather letting them off the hook, especially Dr. Werner Haaser. Do you know who that is?
No, we
It's
don't.
Hitler's personal physician, and Hitler wanted to test out some suicide capsules, so he told Dr. Hauser to give them to his pet Alsatian. Honestly, the more I hear about that guy, the less I like. But they are all people who killed dogs, and I think we can't quite say they found them. Who are the other people?
Atticus Finch killed a rabid dog in To Kill a Mockingbird.
That's right. Who's Andrew Newton?
Do you know that?
I thought it might be he killed Jeremy Thorpe's dog, but perhaps...
He killed Norman Scott's dog.
Norman Scott's dog.
It is the
There we go.
Jeremy Thorpe case.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes, of course, that's in The Hound of the Baskervilles, shooting a dog on a Devon moor. Well done, Forrests. You get that bonus. And what would you like for your own question?
Twisted Flax, please.
Twisted Flax. What do these clues have in common? Here's the first.
Next, please. Next, please. We think the sort of preceding or following part of these poems is the name of an Agatha Christie book.
They are quotes that are used to make the titles of Agatha Christie books. Very well done. And can you complete the quotes for me?
Hickory Dickory Dock is the second one.
Hickory Dickory Dock is a Poirot novel from the 50s.
Third one is that...
Mirror cracked from side to side.
Exactly so, the great Tennyson poem.
Yeah.
The Lady of Shalott.
No, the others, I don't know the first one.
A Pocket Full of Rye.
A Pocket Full of Rye, that's a Miss Marple novel. And Some Are Born to Sweet Delight, Some Are Born to Endless Night, William Blake. Do you know the whole verse from The Lady of Shalott? Of course you don't. Shall I delight you with it?
Please.
I have it here. She left the web, she left the loom, she made 3 paces through the room. She saw the waterflower bloom, she saw the helmet and the plume. She looked down to Camelot. Out flew the web and floated wide, the mirror cracked from side to side. The curse has come upon me, cried the Lady of Shalott. Some say she was referring to the connecting wall. We don't know. It's just a rumour. Suits, what would you like next?
And we'd like the Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. These are going to be picture clues. What connects them? Here's the first.
Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. Oh, it's Rolling Stones. It's Wild Hunt. Yeah. We think these are all songs by the Rolling Stones.
They represent songs by the Rolling Stones. What do those pictures signify?
We've got Wild Horses and Brown Sugar. Those are the two we know. Rolling Dice. Lots of dice.
It's Tumbling Dice from Exile on Main Street.
And we're not sure who that is.
David Bowie's wife, Angie. Angie, the song from Goat's Head Soup. Do you know that Michael Heseltine once appeared to have killed a dog? I'm still thinking about that question from earlier. It's so eerie. He did an interview with Tatler magazine. He talked about his mother's Alsatian and how it once attacked him. And he said, I just pulled its collar till it went limp. And there was loads of talk about it. And, people were really cross and the real rage in the press. And then Michael Heseltine quickly said, oh, I didn't kill it. The dog was perfectly all right afterwards. It livened up again. Weird, isn't it? Quite a spooky show. Kyle's a witch, of course. That'll be why there's a slightly spooky air. And that'll be fun for people that haven't seen the team's earlier appearances on the show. Just random abuse for our guest semi-finalists. Forrests, what would you like?
Water, please.
Water, OK. It's the music question. You'll be hearing your clues. What do they have in common? Here's the first.
It's true. It's true. The Crown has made it clear. The climate must be perfect. All
Next,
the
please.
year.
Next, please. Next, please.
Now the party's over. I'm so tired.
2 seconds.
Modes of transport.
Not modes of transport, I'm afraid. Suits, do you know?
We don't have the faintest clue. We will say they are all to do with royalty.
It's not really close enough for a bonus point in a semi-final. You're not that far away, really. Royalty can be associated with what the connection actually is, which is legendary places. We heard Camelot, the musical Camelot, that was King Arthur's court. El Dorado was the theme from the old soap El Dorado. Xanadu was the third piece. In Xanadu de Kubla Khan, a stately pleasure dome decree, and Avalon at the end, which is the mythical island. So royalty in a way, but royalty and mythical places I wanted to hear.
We did that one.
But you may have your own question. The two reads. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Next, please. Next, please. Next, please.
Two seconds.
They all wear hats.
I mean, it would be a jolly set of numbers that had hats on. I suppose they probably do in some books, but I can't give it to you, I'm afraid. Forrests, do you know?
They're all things that come forth in a sequence.
They are all things that come forth in sequences. What are the sequences?
Books of the Bible, the Pentateuch.
That's right. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers is fourth.
James Bond films. The Fireman from, what is it, Camberwick Green?
Yeah, the Trumpton Fireman, exactly.
Yeah.
Pew, Pew, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble, and Grubb. Cuthbert is the fourth one.
And Tinker Tailor, Soldier Sailor.
Tinker Tailor, Soldier Sailor, all fourth in sequences. Well done, you get the bonus. And that means at the end of round one, the Suits have 2 points, the Forrests have 4. Speaking of what comes forth in sequences, let's play that round. You'll be going first again, Forrests, so please choose a sequential hieroglyph.
Horned Viper, please.
OK. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
0 degrees. Next, please. It's maths.
Yeah.
Next, please.
Two seconds.
What should we go? 90 degrees 2.
Not it, I'm afraid. Suits, do you know?
It's 90 degrees 1.
Yes, it is. Toby, you might have to explain this because I certainly can't.
These are the values of sine of that angle.
Exactly. Y equals sine x, where x is 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 60 and 90. It would be 1. Well done. So a bonus for you there. And which question would you like?
We'll take the Eye of Horus, please.
Eye of Horus. What will come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. Yeah, keep taking things. Next, please. Oh, it's quartz, isn't it? Oh, no.
Two seconds.
We will go for £1 million and high.
I like it, but it's not the answer. Forrest, do you know?
£1 million magistrates.
No. It's £1 million Francis. This is a football question. This is about landmark football transfers. £1,000 was paid for Alf Common when he moved from Sunderland to Middlesbrough in 1905. £10,000 paid for David Jack when he went from Bolton to Arsenal. That's 1928. £100,000. Who would that be?
Bonar Law.
If there are 6 people here, none of whom... Dennis Law. Going to Torino in 1961, and that is Trevor Francis, £1 million going to Nottingham Forest, although Brian Clough always said, actually, it was only £999,999, just so it wasn't too stressful for Francis to think about those big numbers. Forrests, what would you like for your own thing?
Lion, please.
Lion. OK. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. Why is it written out like that? Yeah, it could be oceans. Oceans 8, oceans 13.
What would it be then?
Next, please.
Oh yeah, oceans 12. So oceans 11. No, oceans 11.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it was Las Vegas. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Las Vegas 11.
Is the right answer. What's this sequence?
The Oceans films.
Exactly so. It is the locations of the Oceans films, and they're actually going backwards chronologically because the most recent Oceans 8 set in New York. Suits, what would you like?
The Twisted Flax, please.
Twisted Flax. These are going to be picture clues. What would you expect to see in the 4th picture? Here's the first.
Oh, that's Great Expectations. Next, please. Next, please. Is he called something that starts E? What's the boy called? We're going to go for some expected value.
Not it, I'm afraid. I can see you're thinking, but I'm not going to ask you why, because I don't want to give anything away to your opponents who have the chance of a bonus point.
Something day, something with day, Robin Day.
Not it. Explain your thinking, Suits.
Well, the third one we know is Eve, so we thought it could be letters coming off. The first one we think is Great Expectations, but we don't remember his name.
The truth is, even if you did remember his name, the name you would remember is Magwitch.
Yes.
Unless you were some sort of genius or English graduate.
Abel.
Abel
Oh,
Magwitch.
is it the Bible?
It's the Bible. The second picture is Cain Dingle from Emmerdale, and that's Eve, so going backwards towards the first human, Adam. Forrests, what would you like next?
2 reads, please.
2 reads. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. Next, please.
Three seconds.
4th eye.
Not it, I'm afraid. Suits, do you know?
We're going to go for a 4th VI.
Not it either. Why do you say that?
We thought it might be Shakespeare histories in the order they were written.
Yes, I see. Normally, when you see Roman numerals in this show, it could be Shakespeare, it could be regnal numbers, or you could have to translate them back into the Roman alphabet. If you did that in this case, you would find they are appearing in alphabetical order. 8, 5, 4, and the next one alphabetically would be 9. It's digits in alphabetical order. One question remains. It's the water question. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. Next, please. Oh, it's the words to Orph from Orph. Air crashes, 2 hours, and then so forth.
Okay, great.
I think so. We've got to. It's the line, starting the lines. It's not all of it. Yeah, it must be. It must be. We think it's O Fortuna.
It is O Fortuna from Carmina Burana. The first 4 lines. Ever waxing, you are changeable like the moon, O Fortune. Well done. Next line would be O Fortuna. That means at the end of round 2, the Suits have 5 points, the Forrests have 6. Time for our first semi-final, connecting wall. Suits, you'll be going first this time. So would you like lion or water?
We'll have the lion, please.
Lion. OK, you have 2.5 minutes to try and solve this wall, starting now.
Onyx is a Pokemon, Pidgey is a Pokemon, Squirtle, Persian.
Nice.
So Persian's the...
So Siamese is a cat, Sphinx is a cat, Rhodesian,
Manx as well.
Manx.
Babylonian. I mean, that's
Are
presumably...
they're all cats?
Yeah. Ragdoll's cat.
Yeah, OK.
Soviet Union.
It's a bit word one.
Soviet Union, Manx, Sphinx.
We'll just try the...
Kid, child, baby.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And what else? Yes, OK. So what cats
3
do we
lives
have? Let's
now,
not put
lots of
too
time.
many in. We've got Manx, we've got Sphinx, we've got Siamese, but we've probably got
Ragdoll.
more than that. So, no, we've got these actual words, right? Siamese, Rhodesian, Dahamean. These are places, right?
Soviet.
Or Biafran.
Biafran as well.
Is it...
Is there a
Soviet
Soviet
doesn't
cat?
have an empire, no.
Siamese Empire,
I don't think
Rhodesian.
Siamese empire doesn't exist.
So I agree that Soviet's not a cat.
Okay.
So we'll go with
I
that.
don't think Siamese is a...
As an empire.
No.
All right, that's.
I think it'd be Biafran. and
So we'll try Soviet and Biafran.
Okay.
Solve the wall. Very well done. That is a very tough wall, and you've done very well. But what about the connections? Maybe you solved it by mistake. Can you tell me what connects the first blue group starting Onyx?
These are names of first-generation Pokemon.
They're all species of Pokemon. And the next group, Kidderminster, Babylonian, and so on.
These all have names for youngsters at the start of them.
They do. Little people at the start there. Kid, baby, child, tot. And the next group, Dahomean, Biafran, and so on.
These are all blocks of countries.
Old states.
Yeah.
That's not it.
No.
You're missing the key thing, which is that they describe nations that no longer exist. So Rhodesia would now be Zimbabwe. Dahomean relates to Dahomey, which is now Benin. Soviet, of course, that was a union empire. It's not there anymore. Biafra, a successionist state that is now part of Nigeria. So they are defunct demonyms. And the last group, Siamese, Ragdoll, Sphinx, Manx.
And finally, these are the cats.
These are the cats. Yes, you were muttering, oh, Persian is the red herring for cat, but there are many red herrings for several of the groups. But you did find all 4 groups. You gave me 3 connections. That is a total of 7 points. Well done. Time to bring in the Forrests now and give them the other wall, equally difficult, water wall, and give them 2.5 minutes to solve it. Good luck, Forrests. Your time starts now.
Okay, what hog is a kind of
Types of wave, tidal
wave?
solar.
Yeah. So
GSM system, solar system.
Spotify is a music. Spotify, Napster.
Oh yes,
Deezer.
was it that one?
Oh yeah,
I think
Babylon.
Tidal. Is there another one?
No, it's Circle, not one.
It could
Circle.
be.
Is there Circle?
Okay, Cobus is that one? Biomass, what's that? Dragon must be word 1. Dragon.
Okay.
Bamboo, dragon. So types of wind, solar wind.
Yeah. Tidal wind, is that a thing?
Warthog is a thing in Halo. It's
Is there any other waves? I thought tidal wave.
Shall I go
was a
for the
good one.
waves?
Yeah.
Solar wave,
Tidal wave.
That could be a type of wave. Is there another wave?
Okay, why don't we
Okay,
try the
what's bamboo?
Spotify, Napster. We know these are. Deezer is one. So what's the next one? Just Spotify, Napster.
Did you try Cobus? Right, okay.
Systems, geothermal system,
What's
solar system.
Bamboo.
You've got
Are these something to do
Warthog.
with go? Dragon, bamboo, wind and season, is that a go thing?
Could be.
Or circle or tidal?
Anything else?
Solar maybe.
wind.
Solar,
Geothermal.
Spotify, Deezer, try that one. Try Deezer, Napster, Spotify, Solar.
Should we try tidal wave?
Yeah,
Solar wave.
solar wave.
Molecular wave, geothermal.
Circle wave would be one maybe.
Let's see.
No.
Anything
10
else?
seconds.
No.
Just
No,
random
just,
here,
yeah,
to be
let's
fair.
just try a I think Napster, Spotify and Deezer is one that's difficult.
No, that's it. The time is up and the horrible wall has frozen. A mixed blessing there. But you can get points for the connections in the groups you didn't find. So let's resolve the wall. There it is. Spotify, Warthog, Molecule, Zither.
Oh, they've all got sort of facial blemishes in them.
Skin blemishes at the beginning there. Spot, wart, mole, zit. And the next group, solar, wind, and so on.
Waves, is it? Or so?
Yeah,
Power.
waves.
They're not waves. They're forms of renewable energy. I don't think you can quite get a biomass wave. And the next group, Cobuzz, Deezer, and so on.
Yeah, music streaming systems.
They are music streaming services. And the last group, Season, Bamboo, Dragon, and Circle.
Yeah, is it Mahjong tiles?
Yes, it is. They're Mahjong tiles. Very good knowledge. So you didn't find any groups, but you did give me 3 connections, which is no mean feat on that horrible wall. Let's have a look at the overall scores. The Forrests have 9 points. The Suits have 12. So there's not that much in it. Forrests, you're a bit unlucky on the wall, but you're strong on vowels, so either team could yet bag that place in the final. Fingers on buzzers. I can tell you that the first group all travel on ice. Forrests?
Zamboni.
Correct. No, it's Torville and Dean. Next clue. Suits?
Curling stone.
Correct. Suits?
Siberian husky.
Correct. Next category, football team opposites. Forrests?
Manchester divided.
Well done. Forrests?
Queen of the North.
Yes, it is. Forrests?
DC Milan.
Correct. Suits?
Wigan lethargic.
Yes, it is. Next category, prime ministers and their autobiographies. Forrests?
Winston Churchill and my early life.
Yes, it is. Be careful. Forrests?
Gordon Brown and my life.
No, that's too long. Suits, do you know?
It's Gordon Brown and My Life or Times.
I'm afraid it's My Life, Our Times. Next clue. Forrests?
James Callaghan and Time and Chance.
Yes, it is. Very well done. But the bell has gone for the end of the quiz, and after great energy in that last round, I can tell you that looking at the final scores, our finalists winning with 15 points are the Suits. Forrests, you've got 14 points. You did so well. You have been a brilliant team. I'm delighted to say that you are not out. You're going through to my favourite match of the season, the 3rd place playoffs. Very well deserved, but you could just as equally have been in the final. Unlucky. Well done, Suits. You're through to the final. We'll see you then. So we have our first finalists in place and our first contenders for the bronze medal. And if you'd like to have a bet on the ultimate outcome of the series, I'm afraid you can't. That's no longer possible. Because we've filmed so far in advance, it's too easy to cheat. So bookmakers have closed that loophole as it was impossible to keep the betting clean. Seems a shame, doesn't it? Suppose I'll have to pay for my own kitchen extension this year. Goodbye.